Hey, Kristen Mattoon here. I am going live basically to talk about the pineal gland. I've been making a small course for helping people activate and actually to help demystify the function of the pineal gland and the spiritual aspects of it and how all this stuff all works and plays in together. And I've had so much fun doing it. I'm a little bit on the kind of giddy side from it because I keep doing the exercise over and over explaining it, and I'm just like, whoa, it's crazy how cool it makes you feel, first of all, because it changes the nature of your feeling. It actually changes your brain wave state, and then it starts this trickle down effect into your body that starts changing and flipping switches. And places where I was feeling sick, I've had some kind of thing going on for the last week, have just started disappearing, and more and more getting better and better, like within hours. It's been really nuts, actually. I've been making quite a few videos today to add into this course, and it's been interesting how that's just kind of rolled along and gotten better and better. So demystifying the pineal gland and trying to understand it a little bit better as far as a healing mechanism and a mechanism into your intuition. Right? So there's implications on the spiritual side, there's implications on the physical side. And when you understand both of those, and then you're able to go in and actually shake that off a little bit and start to use it, it can get really interesting. And so one of the things I was talking about with somebody the other day was the fact that it's kind of like breathing. It's like accessing your lungs. It's like taking control of your heart rate. It's the same idea, because what they were saying was, well, it's a gland, it's going to do whatever it's going to do. You know, it's kind of got its own little job going on. It's actually one of those glands, there's actually a gland that you can take control of, just like you can your breath, just like you can, even though you can't necessarily stop your heartbeat, you can actually alter it with intention, right? With practice, with focus. Sure you can. Your muscles, yeah, same thing. So your pineal gland actually can be activated by mechanical force. And your pineal gland actually has these little crystals surrounding it that when you start to move and shake up those little crystals with mechanical force, you can actually create different production of chemicals inside your system and actually start to realign your system. I want to say, like, upgrade your biology and upgrade your DNA. It's what's happened to me. It's been very interesting. It's what's happened to a lot of people that I know who do a practice like this. You can think about it kind of like Kundalini breathing, if you know what that is. Kundalini breathing is a practice that people use for a very specific purpose. But when you take the idea of Kundalini breathing and you bring it all the way up from very low pelvic floor area, from that root chakra, all the way up into the top of your head, the mechanical action and the specific way that it's done actually creates tension inside your pineal gland, and it gets those little crystals to move. And what happens when you hit a crystal, when you hit it with you get a spark, you get a electronic or electric action. So we're actually converting some of the chemicals into an electric impulse right inside your system, and you'll start to feel this electricity just like bellowing over you. It's the coolest feeling. And once you get that down, and you've got that down pretty solid, it's quick and easy to do. It's a matter of practicing it and keeping your body in that state. You want to stay in that place inside your body, inside your mind, because it keeps those other chemicals. We're talking about the difference between oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, the good neurochemicals versus the bad ones, right? The stress hormones. The difference inside your system means health. The difference inside your system means happiness. The difference inside your system can mean love. It can mean you feeling good on a daily basis. It can mean health. It means all kinds of stuff, right? If you can keep those higher level chemicals in your body all the time and train them there, that's what happens, is you get that kind of a difference. And so when we activate the pineal gland, that's part of the function of the pineal gland, is to regulate your day and sleep states, right? So the circadian rhythm. If that's regulated and it's doing what it's doing, and then we start going after those crystals with this mechanical action that we're driving to it, what happens inside your body, right? You get this crazy, like I said before, this crazy cool electromagnetic field production. And then we can do all kinds of stuff inside of that, including things like releasing subconscious issues, right? Because you're in that higher state, you're actually in a gamma state at the point that we get you to. And in a gamma state, pretty much the sky's the limit. Blocks disappear, right? People all the time talking about, oh, I have a block, there's a block for this and a block for that, and I blocked myself here and somebody else blocked me. You know, you're blocked on all kinds of different forefronts. And it's all the same thing at the end of the day if you think about it. At the end of the day, all of those blocks are negative energy. No matter where they came from, no matter why they started, no matter who did it, no matter who was involved, no matter what the issue was, those blocks at the end of the day, they come down to negative energy. And if we can remove the negative energy, what changes? How do you remove the negative energy? You apply positive energy, an equal opposite force, right? Where there's light, there can't be darkness, right? There's all different kinds of ways of saying it and looking at it. At the end of the day, your body can't do both at once. It can only do one of these things. It's either going to give you stress hormones or it's going to give you the good stuff. And if we can get your brain going, if we can get that circulating in your system at this high of a degree, you're going to have a better result at the end of the day. And not just like heightening your intuition, right? Which is what most people think of the pineal gland as, like some spiritual antenna that heightens intuition. And it does that too. But it also can reset your health. It also can start this trickle down of chemicals inside your body that will help you flip on and off these genetic switches and totally change your stasis. It'll change the way you feel. It'll change the way your body's functioning. I just now totally ended a cold by doing this technique. I had some crud junking up in my lungs that happened from an incident. It was literally a trigger. I was triggered back into a response I had thought I had gotten rid of. I am blown away how hard it took me out. But in trying to breathe through it and take care of the issue, what I realized was that the trigger was causing the same response that it had caused my whole life. And I never realized it until that point, which was a breathing issue. And it actually felt like I was about to get pneumonia. I don't know if you've ever had pneumonia, but if you have, it's this weird sandy, gritty feeling. It has a peculiar taste to it because it's an infection. I swear that's where I was heading with this thing. And I did this breathing a few times. I really hit it as high as I could. And the intention was to knock out the problem, right? It was to clean my lungs out. I put a very specific intention to it. And I talk about this in the course. I talk about this, how you use this specifically to handle situations like that. So it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting discussion. And when you recognize that blocks are merely just negative energy and we can take out negative energy by applying positive energy, all of this stuff gets easier. So I want you to take a look at that. I threw the link up there in the little chat box. I'll throw it down below in a comment also. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to leave them here. I'll come back and check again. And I hope you take a look at this. Go check out this site because I think it'll be a really positive thing to whatever practice you're already doing. It'll only make everything exponentially better by having all of these things in operation, by having your brain operating, your pineal gland doing its thing and excreting all its little exhalates, and having your body doing what is exactly supposed to be doing, right? Keeping your head in the right place. It's a beautiful thing. All right, thanks for watching this, and I hope to be seeing you soon.